Hey guys, welcome to the clubhouse. I'm Billy Jackson. This is my cat Tack, and today we're wishing everybody a happy new year, and I hope everybody has had a wonderful and safe holiday season, because I did, and I hope you did as well. And now let's kick off 2018 with my most anticipated movies of the year, starting off with number 10, and that's Halloween. This movie comes out in October. Looking very forward to it. This is actually John Carpenter coming back to the franchise, and they are starting out with retconning, which means erasing movies Halloween 2 through 7, 8, however many there are. They're just doing away with all those sequels, and they're starting this movie as a direct sequel to the very first Halloween. And so they're doing away with all the rest, and this one comes out, it's a direct sequel to the first one. So looking forward to that, and I hope that it's going to be dark and scary like the first one, which they promise it will. So, and I trust John Carpenter, so looking forward to that. Number 9 on my list is The Meg. This is probably not going to be that great, but I hope to get some very good scares. It's about Jason Statham taking on a giant 50-foot megalodon, which is basically a giant great white shark. And I'm terrified of sharks, and that's my worst fear. So I look forward to these movies, and I watch all of them because it scares the bejesus out of me, and I love to be scared in the theater. So looking forward to The Meg. Number 8 on my list is Solo, a Star Wars story. This is directed by Ron Howard, which I'm excited about, and it's about the young Han Solo. Now, I wasn't really clamoring for this movie. I don't think they should even have done this movie, honestly, but I'm glad they did. You know, any Star Wars is good Star Wars for me. You know, I don't like prequels so much, but I still love them because they're Star Wars. But that being said, looking forward to the Solo story. I hope they do it justice and do a great job, which I have total faith in Ron Howard as a director, and Kathleen Kennedy heading the Star Wars, boat. So I definitely think that they'll do a great job on it. Number 7 on my list is Pacific Rim Uprising. This comes out in March, and I know that a lot of people didn't like the first Pacific Rim. Personally, I love the movie. I hated the acting. I know the acting in it is bad, except for Idris Elba, of course. He was the best part of that movie. But how can you get over giant robots fighting giant monsters? I mean, come on. This is what we've been needing for years, ever since Godzilla started in 1957. We needed robots fighting monsters on the big screen. Let's do it. And here we've got it. I love the first one, and judging from the trailers, the second one looks even better. So, looking forward to that. Number 6 on my list is Black Panther. This comes out in February, and it's a continuation of the 22 movie story arc, which is the Infinity Gauntlet. And I'm so excited about this. And this is the movie that leads up to the Avengers Infinity War. So I'm very pumped up about it. Chadwick Boseman kills it as Black Panther. He did a great job in Civil War. So the trailers look awesome for this movie. So definitely looking forward to it, and you should too. And definitely go check it out, because hey, it's an MCU film. How can it be bad? Anyway, that being said, number 5 on my list is Deadpool 2. Of course, love the first Deadpool. Love Deadpool to death. And I love his character, and Ryan Reynolds was born to play this character. They totally did it a disservice in Wolverine Origins. Even though the movie is just okay, it's terrible because of how they just totally destroyed Deadpool in that movie. But Ryan Reynolds brought it back, and Deadpool, the first one, is one of my favorites superhero films of all time. It's definitely in my top 10 superhero list. But that being said, Deadpool 2 is coming out in June. I hope they do Cable justice. I love that character, so please. And I mean, it's Josh Brolin. He'll do it right. So not even worried about Deadpool 2 being good, because the first one was friggin' awesome. And if you haven't seen it, you better kick yourself in the butt and then go see it, and you'll kick yourself in the butt again for not seeing it sooner. But anyway, love Deadpool. Going to see Deadpool 2. Number 4 on my list is Jurassic World 2. I love all the Jurassic Park movies. The first one, of course, is the best one of them all. 2 and 3 I thought were okay. They weren't great, but they weren't terrible. I mean, dinosaurs eating people. Let's go, And then Jurassic World comes out and it blows everybody away, and I blew me away. And some people didn't like the movie, of course, and it has its problems, and I understand that. I have problems with it, but it's dinosaurs eating people, man. Come on. This is what we want. This is what we need on the big screen. Don't nitpick it to death. Just, let the dinosaurs do all the picking and eating and stuff. Don't you do it. Just enjoy it and eat your popcorn and be quiet and watch the movie. But anyway, looking forward to Jurassic World 2. Number 3 on my list is The Predator. The Predator being one of my all-time favorite action movies. It's in my top 10 action list, and one of my favorite movies of all time. I mean, the Predator concept is just awesome. It's just like the Alien from the Alien franchise. Those two species were just brilliant works out of somebody's head, and they inspired me to do my own stories and stuff like that. And I mean, I just love the character of the Predator, and I'm very looking forward to this movie. It's directed by Shane Black, who was in the original Predator movie and who helped on some of the production of the Predator movie, the original Predator movie. And now he's bringing it back to form, he says, and gonna stick this movie just like the first one. He's calling it an event film, so I think he's really trying to nail it, and I'm looking so forward to it because I trust him. And look up some of his films and his filmography, and you'll see why Shane Black, you can have faith in him because he does excellent work. But that being said, number 2 on my list is The Dark Phoenix. Of course, X-Men being not one of my favorite comic book properties, but the favorite comic book property is the X-Men. I love, Wolverine, of course, but the Dark Phoenix saga is one of my favorite storylines from the X-Men. They totally tore her to pieces in the X-Men 3. That's why it's in my top 10 worst movies list. And it's because of that reason, because of how they totally destroyed the Phoenix and just did it a disservice. And I was very disappointed in that film. And they are bringing it in this one because I've seen the stills, I've seen some of the artwork, I've seen some of their story picks from it. So I'm very excited about what they're doing. Disney has just bought out Fox, which Fox are the people that give us the X-Men movies. So the X-Men are going to be making their way into the Marvel movies very soon in the next few years. So just be looking forward to that because I am. But before then, we get to see a good version of Dark Phoenix, and it is going to blow people away. Trust me on this. This story is awesome. So looking forward to that. But my number 1 pick of 2018, the most anticipated movie, and this is not just because of 2018. I've been looking forward to this for a year or two. I've been looking forward to this movie since the first Avengers came out. That actually, when we got to see Thanos for the first time, but unbeknownst to us, they had been working on this story arc ever since the very first Iron Man that came out in 2008, and this movie is the 10th year anniversary of that, of the whole MCU that we have right now, and it's been a 22 movie story arc, this Infinity Gauntlet, and I've read the Infinity Gauntlet in the comic book storyline, and it's one of the best storylines in comics, not just X-Men. It's good for Dark Phoenix, is good for X-Men. Infinity Gauntlet is one of the best of all comic book storylines, and you'll see why in this film, because Thanos, they all fight him and they all die. I mean, he snaps his fingers when he gets all the gems into his gauntlet, and he snaps his fingers and kills half the universe, and he does it because he's in love with death, the personification of death. He's in love with her, and to impress her, that's why he's going around getting all these gems, so he can destroy and kill everybody just so she can acknowledge him as a lover, and a companion. And I hope that this is true. I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that they're making Hela out of Thor Ragnarok, Kate Blanchett's character Hela, into the Death character. So I hope they do that. They're not the same character in the comic books. Death is a whole other character, and I would be cool with them just doing that. But since they have Hela and she claims herself the goddess of death, I really hope that she becomes the one and he tries to have a dynamic with her and destroys the universe for her. I would love that arc, and I think it would work. So I'm looking forward to that. But if they don't do it, it's fine with me, you know. But as long as it's about death, and that's why he's doing all this, they got to do that. If they don't, I'll be a little disappointed. I'm still going to love the movie because all of their movies are great. You know, some are a little wonky, but on average, out of 22 movies, there might be 2 movies that aren't good. So I know they're going to nail it. You know, I trust Kevin Feige at the helm of the Avengers, you know, the whole MCU, the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe is Kevin Feige. So I trust him. I trust what he's been doing. I love the other Avenger films, and that's why it's my number 1 anticipated of 2018. Well, that being said, got it all out. What is your most anticipated movie of 2018? Now, trust me, there are many other movies. A Quiet Place, Annihilation. You know, there are some that didn't make the cut. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Incredibles 2, Rampage, Venom. There's just so many. Aquaman. There's so many movies that are coming out, but this has been my top 10. But what are you looking forward to? You know, look on IMDb and go on the coming soon and see the whole year of movies that are coming out and pick one that's your most anticipated list and put it in the comments below, because I want to know what you guys think. But that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And as always, make yourself happy every day, and the only way to do that is to remember, the only thing stopping you is you stopping. Bye.